3 reasons why you should not take tax-free cash from your SSAS. We have a number of people who obviously get to retirement age, which is currently 55 in the UK, rising to 57 in 2028. So sorry for all you younger people, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer to be able to access your pension funds. But we do get a number of people who sort of hit retirement age, look at their pension and go, oh, I'm entitled to take 25% tax-free cash. I want it. And sometimes you can see that that's just a blind charge to look to get something that's actually tax-free. Possibly for the first time in their lives, they're actually getting some tax-free money, and it becomes a sort of a blind charge to take that money out. And we always stop people and say, okay, hang on, why are you thinking of taking the tax-free cash out of your pension fund? So, first reason that you need to consider, what is the value of your pension fund? Because the maximum amount of tax-free cash that you can have in the UK today is, so the max is £268,275. That is the maximum that you are allowed to take out today, and that is based on a fund value of £1,073,100. The last government set that as the maximum figure that you are allowed to take tax-free cash against. So, 1, ask yourself, is my pension worth £1,073,000? Because if it's not, and you are still investing, why don't you just let that pension scheme continue to invest and grow, because it's tax-free growth? If you take it out of the pension scheme, you're potentially putting it into investments which are not going to grow tax-free. So 1, leave it in your pension and continue to benefit from the tax-free growth inside your pension scheme. Second one, if you can, and you are lucky enough to be able to take out the maximum tax-free cash of £268,000, 275, consider this. What are you going to do with it? Because the minute you take it out of your pension, that money is in your estate for inheritance tax calculation purposes. This is not good, because obviously with the current inheritance tax rate, that means that could be lead your beneficiaries to a substantially increased tax bill on money that, if it was sat in the pension, it would not be subject to IHT inside the SSAS. So don't expose your capital to the potential for IHT. If you are going to take the tax-free cash, and I always say this to anybody who wants to draw it, I mean, you can have it if you want. We're not going to stop anybody taking the tax-free cash from their pension scheme. But I always say this, if you're going to take it out, the tax-free cash should ideally be for frivolous living. Everybody tends to like that. So yeah, the tax-free cash should be, for spending on holidays, decoration perhaps around the house, or whatever it is that you want to do that you would classify as frivolous living. I mean, you may also be using it to support your general spending income, which is absolutely fine. But it comes back to the third point, is if you do want to take the tax-free cash, do you need to take the maximum? You don't have to. So number 3, just take what you need. Because you can take tax-free cash out in small chunks. So just take out what you need to spend on that round the world cruise, or whatever it is you were going to buy, that fine wine, the whiskey, whatever it is that floats your boat. So just take out what you need and leave the rest of the money in the pension scheme, because, as I said, it is growing. You've got growth, and it is all tax-free growth. So keep growing your pension, So leave it in as long as possible and continue to allow it to grow. As I say, if you've taken it out, you're exposing yourself to IHT. Don't do it. Leave as much in as possible, because you're exempt from IHT. And obviously funds also in the SSAS are exempt from CGT, but that's probably slightly less of a problem in this case. And again, we've had people want to take tax-free cash out. So perhaps your fourth Brucey bonus reason is they want to take it out and invest it. And we go, well, where are you investing this money? And they're going, oh, I'm going to put it on deposit at the bank. And you're going, why? Because again, if you're going to put it on deposit at the bank, you are going to pay tax on the interest. So don't do it. You might as well leave the money in the SSAS. If you want to leave it on deposit in the SSAS, that is absolutely fine. But at least you'll be getting a gross return, not a net return that you would get if you invested it somewhere else. Now, I take it if people, I get the reason. We do occasionally get people approaching us saying, can I take the tax-free cash out? I want to buy myself the car of my dreams. I've always wanted, a Ferrari or whatever it is that you want. Fine. I mean, that's your life dream, and that's probably possibly what you've saved up for. I've also had people using the money to help them buy a residential property, and again, that's fine. So, but I think one of the things you also have to consider is if I take the tax-free cash out, is that the cheapest way of taking it out, perhaps even compared to borrowing the money from the bank if you want to, say, build a house or do something like that. And those are calculations you need to look at. But the overriding message is when you get to the point where you can take tax-free cash out, stop and think about it very carefully. Why do you need the tax-free cash? If there's a good reason, take it by all means. But if there isn't a good reason, just leave it in, let it grow until the day you do want to take it out for that round the world cruise. One last thing to say is if you have pension money, then you may actually want to consider a SSAS. If you have a trading limited company, SSAS fits perfectly with a trading limited company. And it might be that you've built up funds in other pensions. And here's an opportunity to have a look at SSAS, because without doubt, SSAS has the widest investment opportunities in all of UK pensions today. So that may afford you a chance to have a look at SSAS. SSAS is a small self-administered scheme set up by your trading company, assuming you have one, of course. And that SSAS allows you to have that great breadth and depth of investment choice. It can invest in all sorts of things. Commercial property is probably one of the biggest uses of SSAS. We have a lot of directors who put money into SSAS and obviously buy commercial property even off themselves or off their company. And that also creates a nice flow of money. And again, that might be a reason why you don't have to take tax-free cash, because you have other assets that we could use in conjunction with SSAS. So yeah, have a good look at SSAS. Huge opportunities inside SSAS, and also to broaden your investment base. We'd love to hear from you. If you are going to take the tax-free cash from your pension, we'd love to know what you're looking to spend the money on. Please leave a comment below.
Book a call with us via the link in the description below. If on a mobile device, simply hit the More button under the video title and pick a convenient time to speak. Feel free to share this video with others that may benefit on WhatsApp or in other online groups or channels. Like, subscribe and hit the notification bell for lots more SSAS related content, and leave a comment if you found this video helpful. For more, visit onecrownpensions.com.